World War was unlike any conflict the United States had faced before. When American soldiers crossed the Atlantic to fight in Europe, they entered a world of trench warfare, mud, cold, and constant danger. Food was not just nourishment, it was survival. The meals American soldiers ate during WW1 were carefully planned to provide energy, last long periods without spoilage, and be transported across oceans and battlefields. Contrary to popular belief, soldiers did not eat lavish meals. Their diets were repetitive, practical, and often bland. Yet these foods kept millions alive. The U.S. Army relied heavily on standardized rations. The most famous was the reserve ration, designed to feed a soldier during emergencies when regular supplies failed. This ration included canned meat, hard bread, coffee, sugar, and salt. Fresh food was rare near the front lines. Soldiers often ate cold meals while crouched in trenches under fire. Canned beef, commonly known as corned beef or bully beef, was a staple. It was heavily salted to prevent spoilage and could last months. Soldiers often ate it straight from the can or warmed it over small fires when possible. Hardtack, a rock-hard biscuit made from flour and water, was another essential item. Though difficult to chew, it provided carbohydrates and could be soaked in water or coffee to soften it. Bread was important but difficult to supply. When available, soldiers received army-issued bread or crackers. Bacon was another popular ration item. It was calorie-dense and provided much-needed fat. Soldiers fried it or added it to stews when possible. Beans, usually baked beans, were frequently issued and provided protein and fiber. Coffee played a crucial role in morale. American soldiers were famously devoted to coffee, often brewing it in tin cups over makeshift fires. Sugar was added for quick energy. Chocolate bars were also included in rations, not only for calories, but for morale. These early military chocolate bars were dense and not very sweet, designed to withstand heat. Fresh vegetables were scarce at the front, but occasionally available behind the lines. Potatoes, onions, and carrots were used in soups and stews. Rice and macaroni appeared when supplies allowed. Soups were a common way to stretch limited ingredients into filling meals. Canned fish such as salmon and sardines were also part of the supply chain. Cheese, usually processed or hard cheese, was included because it traveled well. Jam and marmalade were small comforts that reminded soldiers of home. Here are 25 foods American soldiers actually ate during WW1. 1. Corned beef. 2. Hardtack biscuits. 3. Bacon. 4. Baked beans. 5. Army bread. 6. Crackers. 7. Coffee. 8. Sugar. 9. Chocolate bars. 10. Rice. 11. Macaroni. 12. Canned salmon. 13. Sardines. 14. Cheese. 15. Jam. 16. Marmalade. 17. Potatoes. 18. Onions. 19. Carrots. 20. Beef stew. 21. Vegetable soup. 22. Salt. 23. Pepper. 24. Condensed milk. 25. Dried fruit. These foods may seem simple, but they fueled an army through one of the harshest wars in history. WW1 rations laid the foundation for modern military food systems and reflect the resilience of the soldiers who relied on them daily. Imagine waking up in a muddy trench somewhere in France in 1918. Your clothes are damp, the air smells of smoke and earth, and your stomach growls. Breakfast is not a hot meal served on a plate, it's whatever food you manage to keep dry in your pack. For American soldiers during World War I, eating was about endurance, not enjoyment. Most soldiers carried rations issued by the U.S. Army. These rations were designed to be lightweight, long-lasting, and filling. Taste was a secondary concern. Corned beef was one of the most common items. Soldiers nicknamed it bully beef and ate it cold or mixed it with whatever else they had. Some mashed it with bread or crackers to make it more palatable. Hardtack was infamous among soldiers. This hard biscuit could break teeth if eaten dry. Many soldiers soaked it in water, coffee, or soup to soften it. Despite its toughness, hardtack was reliable and could last for years without spoiling. Coffee was sacred. Soldiers often said they could tolerate almost any hardship as long as they had coffee. Brewing coffee under enemy fire became a symbol of American resilience. Sugar was mixed in for energy, and condensed milk was added when available. Bacon was another favorite. It provided fat and calories, essential for soldiers exposed to cold and constant physical strain. Beans, usually canned baked beans, were filling and easy to prepare. Chocolate bars were included as emergency energy food, though they were intentionally made less sweet to prevent overeating. When soldiers were away from the front lines, they sometimes received hot meals prepared by army cooks. These meals included beef stew, vegetable soup, rice, or macaroni. Potatoes were commonly used because they were filling and widely available in Europe. Canned fish like salmon and sardines added protein variety. Cheese, especially hard cheese, was popular because it traveled well. Jam and marmalade offered a rare taste of sweetness. Dried fruit, such as raisins, provided quick energy. Here are 25 foods WW1 American soldiers regularly ate. 1. Corned beef. 2. Hardtack. 3. Bacon. 4. Baked beans. 5. Crackers. 6. Army bread. 7. Coffee. 8. Sugar. 9. Condensed milk. 10. Chocolate bars. 11. Rice. 12. Macaroni. 13. Beef stew. 14. Vegetable soup. 15. Potatoes. 16. Onions. 17. Carrots. 18. Canned salmon. 19. Sardines. 20. Cheese. 21. Jam. 22. Marmalade. 23. Dried fruit. 24. Salt. 25. Pepper. These foods were simple, repetitive, and sometimes unpleasant, but they kept soldiers alive. Every bite eaten in the trenches was a reminder of home and a source of strength in unimaginable conditions. The diet of American soldiers during World War I was shaped by logistics, technology, and the realities of modern warfare. Feeding millions of troops overseas required food that could be preserved, transported, and prepared with minimal equipment. As a result, WW1 military rations emphasized durability over flavor. The U.S. Army issued 3 main types of rations: the garrison ration, the reserve ration, and the emergency ration. The reserve ration was most common in combat zones. It consisted of canned meat, hard bread, coffee, sugar, and salt. These items could survive extreme conditions and long storage times. Corned beef was the primary protein. It was preserved with salt and packed in cans. Hardtack provided carbohydrates. Bacon added fat and calories. Beans were another major protein source, usually canned. Coffee was included because it improved morale and alertness. Vegetables were limited due to spoilage issues. When available, potatoes, onions, and carrots were used. Rice and macaroni were added when supply lines allowed. Soups and stews were common because they stretched ingredients and were easy to prepare in large quantities. Chocolate bars were issued as emergency food. Cheese, jam, and marmalade offered variety. Condensed milk provided calories and could be added to coffee or eaten alone. Dried fruit supplied vitamins and energy. Here are 25 foods American soldiers ate during WW1. 1. Corned beef. 2. Hardtack biscuits. 3. Bacon. 4. Baked beans. 5. Crackers. 6. Army bread. 7. Coffee. 8. Sugar. 9. salt 10, pepper 11, chocolate bars 12, condensed milk 13, rice 14, macaroni 15, potatoes 16, onions 17, carrots 18, beef stew 19, vegetable soup 20, canned salmon 21, sardines 22, cheese 23, jam 24, marmalade 25, dried fruit. These foods illustrate how military nutrition evolved and highlight the challenges of feeding an army during industrial warfare. Food during World War I was never guaranteed. For American soldiers, each meal was uncertain, sometimes hot, often cold, and occasionally non-existent. Eating meant survival, comfort, and a brief escape from fear. A soldier opening a can of corned beef might think of home-cooked meals left behind. Hardtack soaked in coffee became a routine. Bacon sizzling over a tiny flame brought moments of happiness. Beans warmed the body on freezing nights. Coffee was more than a drink, it was a lifeline. Chocolate bars were saved for moments of exhaustion. Jam on bread felt like luxury. Even simple potatoes felt comforting when shared among friends. Here are 25 foods that became part of soldiers' daily lives. 1. Corned beef 2, hardtack 3, bacon 4, baked beans 5, army bread 6, crackers 7, coffee 8, sugar 9, chocolate 10, condensed milk 11, rice 12, macaroni 13, potatoes 14, onions 15, carrots 16, beef stew 17, vegetable soup 18, sardines 19, salmon 20, cheese 21, jam 22, marmalade 23, dried fruit 24, salt 25, pepper. These foods were humble, but they carried hope through war. Think WW1 soldiers ate fancy meals? Think again. American soldiers survived on tough, simple foods that had to last months in brutal conditions. No fast food, no fresh meals, just survival rations. Here are 25 foods they really ate. 1. Corned beef everywhere 2, hardtack tooth-breaking biscuits 3, bacon best ration ever 4, baked beans 5, army bread 6, crackers 7, coffee non-negotiable 8, sugar 9, chocolate bars 10, condensed milk 11, rice 12, macaroni 13, potatoes 14, onions 15, carrots 16, beef stew 17, vegetable soup 18, sardines 19, canned salmon 20, cheese 21, jam 22, marmalade 23, dried fruit 24, salt 25, pepper. These foods weren't glamorous, but they won a war.